Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Average Movie Review Podcast. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, it is a sad day for gaming. It really is. Sony announced yesterday that they will no longer be making physical copies of games anymore. They will be transitioning everything to digital. And I have to say, the gaming community came out in strides and responded in what I believe probably the best way possible. Complete public outcry. I have to say I'm proud of everyone who did. I myself have never had a PS Plus subscription because I genuinely do not believe that we should be paying to play online. Granted that PC users can just play online for free. I don't think it's fair to everyone. I don't think it's right in the way that they have monopolized that, and that's why I just never got it. Like, I would understand if you had a subscription for something where, you know, you were giving us these free games and whatnot, and every month you get that subscription, and you get like classic whatever archive games and all that stuff, like the digital versions, all that crap. That's fine. I can understand why people would want to pay for a subscription like that, but I just don't understand why we have to pay to play online. I don't think that's fair. But going back to it, I think a lot of people canceled their PS Plus subscriptions because of this massive announcement, and I think that's the appropriate answer. I mean, and honestly, like, I think that's the way you need to handle this situation. It's just very sad to see that companies have hit a new level of greed. You know, now it all makes sense why GTA 5, why Rockstar announced that they were no longer doing physical copies and they were only going to do digital copies. It makes complete sense now because they probably knew this was coming. And it's sad. It honestly is, because there is what I would say a feeling when you buy something physical. Like, when you buy a physical copy of a game and you get all these extra copies, and you get, like, a steel book cover and all of that stuff. It's different compared to just buying it online. You just buy it online, it's like a second and it's done, right? And then you're already downloading it. It's kind of like, doesn't mean anything. But not only that, the idea of ownership, right? Like, if the servers go down, or if something happens, or if you don't log in within 30 days or something like that, you lose your license. Your license is gone. Or they might come to a point where they're going to stop live servicing certain games, and they're like, well, you paid for this game, now you can't play it because we don't have the license anymore, we don't have the what do you call it, the ownership of the game anymore, so now you can't play it, right? Like, take for example, like Halo is technically a Microsoft title. Should Microsoft decide that we are no longer going to be partnering up with Sony for Halo titles, they can easily take that away from people, and then that's it, done. PlayStation 5 owners who paid for Halo will lose their game, right? Whereas when you have a physical copy of a game, it's there for you to play offline anytime, anywhere, any place, right? So you no longer will own anything, and there's that meme going around, right? Like, you no longer own anything, and you just have to be happy about it, and that's not right. I think that's a terrible, terrible way to go. I hope that this will show them that we are serious, and I think this is how it needs to be. And we also need to show these corporations that we will not just accept everything and anything. You're selling physical copies, just a case, an empty case with nothing in it, for $89. Like, what the hell are we paying for? And what is your cost then? What is your cost for charging us 89? Yeah, I can't even justify, because I think the prices of video games are absolutely insane. It's not a luxury. I mean, it's not a normal thing for a kid anymore. It's a luxury for a kid to play these games. But if I'm getting a disc, I can understand that there's money going into building this disc, making this disc, buying this disc, creating this disc, creating the packaging for this disc, right? So 89.99, maybe some of it does go towards all of that. But what the hell are you charging me $89.99 for a fucking code? Like, what the hell are you really charging me? Yeah, I get it. It costs a lot of money to make video games. 100%. I agree. But even if you sell it at $50 to $60 a pop, or $40 a pop, you're still making all your money back, no matter what. And the amount of money that people spend in game, you are making that too. So where are you losing out on money? The only people that are losing are the consumers. And I'm happy that consumers are finally seeing that. This is probably the change that we needed, and I think we need to keep pushing. I think people need to cancel their subscription plans. I think no one should be pre-ordering video games anymore, because what is the point? What is a pre-order bonus? Why does it matter? Like, I'm just gonna get it anyway later on. There's no rush to get it. I can get a digital code anytime, any place, anywhere. Right. I also saw one of the content creators mention about the used market. It's true. You know, there are people out there who cannot afford to pay $100 a game, right? Or even like whatever the game is at priced at. So, getting a used copy for like half the cost or like maybe a little bit less is still a big, huge benefit for a lot of those people that want to give their children that opportunity to try out these video games, play these video games, because not everybody is making enough money. It is not fair to the people that are working day in and day out on their paychecks. And when their child wants something, they can't afford it because it's become too expensive, or they can't afford to pay that $89. There is a lot of, talking about, or a lot of talks about the fact that, physical copies are being sold for less, whereas digital copies are being sold for more. That's true. It does happen. I do notice at PlayStation, I will say, I'm not going to, shit on them completely, but they do sometimes have some really good deals. But then there's this new thing where they're doing like a targeted pricing thing where it's like, if you're not spending as much, then you'll get discounts on more games, whereas somebody who's always buying will not receive those same discounts. The prices will be different for per user, and I think that's even more insane when you think about it, right? It's like Uber Eats, right? Like Uber Eats, you don't use Uber for a while, and then all of a sudden they're like sending you like 50,000 coupons, and they're like, use this coupon, use that coupon, use this coupon, right? Or even if you tempt it just by like putting in like a pre-order but never actually placing the order, they still send you more coupons. So it's that whole idea. It's like to target you just to get you to come back, and that's absolutely insane. We should not, there should be no reason why we're going through this. I can understand the cost of, gaming consoles going up due to the RAM shortage and all of that stuff. I understand that. But this whole idea of discs, like, that's absolutely insane. Uh, you know, I think as a community, what we're doing right now is the right answer, and I hope Sony listens to this. If I don't think they ever will, but if they ever do, I'm letting them know, like, you guys need to fix up. Just fix up. Stop being so greedy. You make billions and billions of dollars. You have multiple different IPs. You have multiple different business streams. There's no reason for you to be this greedy. Lower your prices. Figure out a way. Think about the consumer. Because if you think about the consumer, your business will blossom anyway. But if you don't think about the consumer, eventually there will be a riot. When EB Games was going down, when EB Games was going to be shut down, completely out of the question, GameStop, they were gonna go out of business. People came together and saved that business. GameStop owes the people of Reddit, all those people, everything, because they are still in business because of them. So if we could do something like that, the sky is the limit. There's actually no limit. We can achieve anything as a community, as a group of individuals coming together, trying to make change. So once again, I implore you, I tell you, please cancel your subscriptions. Let Sony know how you feel. Sign all the petitions. Do whatever you can. Save physical media because we need it. Save Blu-rays because we need it. Even for streaming services, it's the same situation. I want to watch a movie. It's not available on Netflix. I have 4 different streaming platforms, and sometimes the movie that I want to watch is not available on a single one of them, which is absolutely insane. And I pay so much for streaming services. So what is the fucking point of that? Like, honestly, what is the point of that? Makes no fucking sense. Streaming services, they're like, let's release an episode once a week. Why? Why are we doing that? That whole point of streaming services is to get everything all at once. Why the fuck are you releasing it once a week? They keep taking from us. They never give, they just take. And I think it's time now that we take from them. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are doing. If you're okay with this, or if you don't give a shit, or whatever it is, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful day, guys.